Antarctica, a continent covered in ice and shaped by the toughest conditions on Earth. Temperatures drop to -89 degrees Celsius, and winds roar at over 300 kilometers per hour. Huge glaciers break off into an icy ocean, and vast plains of snow stretch endlessly. Antarctica is special. It's the coldest, windiest and driest continent. 98% is covered in ice, holding 70% of the world's fresh water. This frozen desert is full of life adapted to extreme conditions. Under the Southern Ocean, a lively ecosystem thrives. Whales, seals and fish swim in freezing waters, supported by krill. Antarctica is a land of contrasts, frozen beauty and unexpected life. This frozen continent regulates Earth's climate and ocean currents. Understanding Antarctica is key to comprehending its impact on our planet. For centuries, Antarctica existed as a whisper on the edge of maps, a vast, unknown landmass shrouded in myth and speculation. Early mapmakers could only imagine what lay hidden beneath the southern ice, a mysterious land they called Terra Australis Incognita. It wasn't until the late 1700s that explorers began to uncover the secrets of the southern continent. Captain James Cook, an experienced British explorer, became the first to sail around Antarctica in 1773, though he never actually saw the continent itself. His voyages sparked a wave of interest in the region, inspiring others to venture into the uncharted waters of the Southern Ocean. In 1820, the Russian expedition led by Fabian Gottlieb von Bellingshausen and Mikhail Lazarev became the first to officially see the Antarctic mainland. This monumental event marked the beginning of a new era, one of exploration, discovery and scientific inquiry. The race to the South Pole captivated the world's attention in the early 1900s. Roald Amundsen, a Norwegian explorer, led the first successful expedition to reach the geographic South Pole in 1911, followed just weeks later by the tragic British expedition led by Robert Falcon Scott. These early expeditions, driven by a thirst for discovery and national pride, laid the foundation for the international scientific collaboration that characterizes Antarctica today. Antarctica, a continent locked in a perpetual embrace with ice, holds the key to understanding our planet's climate, past, present and future. This frozen landmass acts as a giant freezer, preserving within its ice sheets and sediments a detailed record of Earth's climate history spanning millions of years. By drilling deep into the ice and analyzing the trapped air bubbles, scientists can reconstruct past atmospheric conditions and track the rise and fall of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and methane. These ice cores serve as time capsules, offering invaluable insights into the natural fluctuations of Earth's climate system. Antarctica's ice sheets, vast reservoirs of frozen fresh water, play a critical role in regulating global sea levels. As temperatures rise due to climate change, these ice sheets are melting at an alarming rate, contributing to the gradual but relentless rise in sea levels that threatens coastal communities worldwide. The Southern Ocean, surrounding Antarctica, acts as a giant carbon sink, absorbing a significant portion of the carbon dioxide released into the atmosphere by human activities. Understanding the complex interplay between the ocean, atmosphere and ice in this region is crucial for predicting future climate change scenarios and mitigating its impacts. Antarctica, a continent with no native population and vast untapped resources, has long been a subject of geopolitical interest and territorial claims. 7 nations, Argentina, Australia, Chile, France, New Zealand, Norway and the United Kingdom, have asserted overlapping territorial claims to portions of the continent. The signing of the Antarctic Treaty in 1959 marked a turning point in the continent's history. This landmark international agreement, signed by 12 nations including the 7 claimant states, set aside these territorial disputes and designated Antarctica as a continent dedicated to peace and scientific research. The treaty prohibits military activity, mineral exploration and exploitation, and nuclear testing on the continent. It promotes international scientific collaboration, data sharing, and environmental protection. Antarctica stands as a testament to the power of diplomacy and cooperation in the face of potentially divisive issues. The Antarctic Treaty system, a complex framework of agreements and protocols that has evolved over the years, governs all human activities on the continent. It serves as a model for international cooperation and environmental stewardship, demonstrating that nations can work together to manage shared resources and protect a fragile environment for the benefit of all humankind. Antarctica, once considered an isolated and pristine wilderness, is now facing a growing number of environmental threats. Climate change poses the most significant challenge to the continent's delicate ecosystems. The warming waters of the Southern Ocean are causing the ice shelves to melt and thin at an alarming rate. As these ice shelves disintegrate, they contribute to rising sea levels. The loss of ice cover impacts iconic species that depend on it for survival. Overfishing, particularly of krill, threatens the Antarctic food web. Tourism brings the risk of introducing non-native species and disturbing wildlife. The potential for resource exploitation looms as a future threat. India has emerged as a significant contributor to Antarctic research, establishing a legacy of scientific exploration and discovery in this remote corner of the world. Since its first expedition in 1981, India has maintained an active presence on the continent, conducting valuable research in a variety of disciplines. India operates 2 permanent research stations in Antarctica, Maitri and Bharati. These stations serve as hubs for scientific investigations, enabling researchers to study a wide range of subjects, including climate change, glaciology, oceanography, and the unique biodiversity of the region. Indian scientists have made notable contributions to our understanding of the dynamics of the Antarctic ice sheet, the role of the Southern Ocean in global climate patterns, and the impacts of climate change on the fragile ecosystems of the continent. India's commitment to Antarctic research extends beyond its own scientific endeavours. The country has actively collaborated with other nations on joint research projects, sharing data and expertise to advance our collective understanding of this vital region. Antarctica, the last true wilderness on Earth, stands at a crossroads. Its fate, and by extension the fate of our planet, hangs in the balance. As the Madrid Protocol, which prohibits mining in Antarctica, approaches its expiration date in 2048, we must confront a fundamental question. Will we exploit this pristine continent for its resources, or will we choose to protect it for future generations? The challenges facing Antarctica are complex and multifaceted. Climate change is melting its ice sheets at an alarming rate, threatening to redraw the world map as we know it. Overfishing, pollution, and the potential for future resource exploitation cast long shadows over this fragile ecosystem. The responsibility for safeguarding Antarctica rests on the shoulders of the global community. We must strengthen international cooperation, uphold the principles of the Antarctic Treaty, and invest in scientific research to better understand and address the threats facing the continent. The future of Antarctica is inextricably linked to our own. By choosing to protect this last frontier, we choose to protect ourselves, our planet, and the legacy we leave behind. Let us act now with foresight and determination to ensure that Antarctica remains a continent for peace, science, and the wonder of generations to come.